couple of months ago, I decided to convert part of our garage into my Commodore computer room / studio. The problem was that the roof leaked like a sieve and the walls were rusted out and also leaked like anything as well. So what started out as a tiny project blew out to be something a lot bigger. A roofer friend replaced the roof for me at an awesome price, which I really appreciated. I stripped off the old cladding, wrapped the garage with building paper and began putting on the new bevel back cladding around the garage. On the inside, I insulated the garage with pink bats for the whole 6 meter by 7 meter garage, and it cost me a total of $36. Now, I'm on a very tight budget, and I found 20 bales of offcuts at our local tip shop, so I pieced them together and the job was done. As a side point, a bale of pink bats in New Zealand usually costs $80. But at this stage I still hadn't started on my Commodore room, so I installed a second-hand door and window, you guessed it, from the local tip shop, which cost me about $100. Now at this point I also found some French doors, and Fliss and I really fell in love with these, so we purchased these at a super bargain price. So next I had to install these. They do look a little bit crooked, but they did straighten out after a while. They even open. I don't have much luck with doors, so this was a really big deal with me. So this is the view from our French doors, which still has nothing to do with my Commodore room, but it does look awesome, doesn't it? I don't know if you can really see clearly in the distance, but that's Mount Tauranga. Here's a view from our fence line. We wanted to convert the other half of the garage into a family room and art room for Felicia, hence that's why we got the French doors, to take advantage of the view and to provide good lighting. So here's the layout of this simple project that got very complicated very quickly. Here's what I've been doing lately: the conversion of the garage into 3 parts. The family room and art room. Felicia's an amazing painter. And then there's the sleep out with the ensuite, which I must admit the ensuite is not to scale. But most importantly, yet it is also the most smallest, is the Commodore room. I'll be able to expand my space when I hit 20,000 subscribers, that's my plan. But until then, I'm very happy with my dedicated space. I do have a constant inspector or foreman who sits on top of the couch watching me work outside. Amongst all of this, I also did some work on my Commodore room as well. I cladded the walls with the cheapest plywood I could find, and of course I insulated the walls behind that plywood as well with those pink back offcuts. This doorway will be closed off eventually. It just gives me access to the main garage so I can use my workbench and tools. Something that was a challenge was screwing the plywood sheets to the ceiling. I tried balancing the 2.4 meter times 1.2 meter sheets on this box strapped to a ladder, but long story short, I had to grab my daughter and she held up one end while I frantically held up the other end and screwed the panels in place. It's blowing a gale outside, so it's pretty windy, but this is the progress so far. So I've got all the walls up. It's all plywood. You can probably notice there's a very bad echo in here. So next I'm going to be doing is covering the walls with something that I hope will dampen the sound. For the sound dampening, I travelled to my local hardware store to find an affordable and quick solution. This caught my eye. Looks pretty good. There's a few different colour options here, but I think I'll go with the grey. I initially only got 5 meters of it, but I must admit I had to go back to get another 2 more meters later on. I'm just going to use this stuff here, which is should do the job. It's got felt cover over the back of it, so hopefully they'll do the trick, and I'll get that up and we'll see what the difference is between now and then. After measuring the dimensions, which were like a triangle shape, Felicia marked out the shape and our little foreman did his inspection. I didn't trust my measuring and cutting, so Fliss had the honour of doing this. Next I covered the wall with carpet glue, and man, that stuff smells really strong. Our little inspector made sure I was doing a good job, and Fliss and I laid the carpet, or maybe I should say hung the carpet on the wall, and then flattened out the air bubbles and the creases to make a nice finish. There's the second wall done. We'll be using these for shelves. And next I also have to put the soundproofing tiles on the ceiling. I'll try and do that tomorrow actually. Alrighty, another distraction. If it was raining, I didn't want rain to enter my room when I entered it, so I built this veranda and a closed-in patio for the entrance. Fliss did the painting while I contemplated about how I would fit all of my Commodore stuff in a room that only measures 3 meters by 2.3 meters. Luckily, the weather was awesome today.
Justin.
Between the showers, got the roof on, just need to screw it on now. And then hopefully I can finish off in there. Oh, first of all I've got to do those walls there, of course. Then it'll be done. Now it's night time, no rest for the wicked as they say. Outside of the patio is almost finished, but I ran into noise restriction times, so I'll have to come back to finish this later on. Hello. Doing some inspections, are you? My lighting is done by these handy work lights. I finally got these out. Unfortunately I made a bit of a mess of the connections. You can't really see too much because of bad lighting, because I don't know if I mentioned already, I don't have any power yet. So, as you can tell from that. So I'm just running everything off some external lights out there. So what my plan is, after wrecking that, is I'm going to drop this sliding shelf down to about here, about there, and so this shelf, which is fixed now, will be a slider, and I'm going to have my 128D up here and my 128DR case here, so I can slide it out and have the two machines together. That's the grand plan anyway. So I'll see how I go. I'll get started. Here's the clips holding that. Guessing that's the right. So 128D is about yay tall, so I think that'll be sufficient. What I need to do is screw the locking nut into place. Put this into place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if this is going to work. Turn around. protect all my Commodores behind these. So hopefully the Commodore 128D will sit on there. If I need to pull it out, I can. Chaos is just a work in progress. Got some shelving. This is going to be my work area where I'll be doing my repairs. And this is probably where my dog's going to sleep while I'm doing repairs. Just about to put up a couple more shelves. And I've got a whole top hole shelves. I'm just using plain ply. It's affordable, does the job, and I can afford it. That's the main thing. I've got all the foam for the ceiling. I'm starting to think I don't actually have enough foam, which is a bit of a worry. I'll soon find out. And got a display cabinet for some special items. I've got a bread box, just for the namesake, of course. Oh, I think I'll have to free that up a bit. So anyways, I'll get on to the rest of the build. Now, I know I'm missing something. Ah, yes, yeah, this will help. While I'm fumbling with this, the glass cabinet display you saw earlier, I also got from the tip shop, and there's 6 cabinets and with the wooden tops that make the basis of this whole Commodore room. I also got from the local tip shop as well. What they do there is that they save handy things from going to the landfill, and then they sell them to people at cheap prices, like they did to me. They have a lot of building surplus material there, which really is a renovator's dream. No, I'm not getting the midnight munchies and opening chippies. Now tackling the ceiling sound foam next. I need to open these up and let them rise and expand. So hopefully they'll do this, because right now, look how thin they are. Just can't get over that. But in theory, overnight they should expand to normal size. So what I'm going to do is open these up. They should expand to about this size. I'm hoping enough to do the rest. Must admit, on the ad, they were a lot bigger, a lot thicker. I'm a bit worried about this all of a sudden. They come pretty compact though. Okay, just hopefully these will expand overnight. While I continue sorting things out, I'm also doing 3D printing inside. I had to fix my 3D printer. It came faulty right from the start. And for the last 3 weeks I've been waiting for the manufacturers to get back to me with the resolution or some sort of solution. I'm still waiting. So I decided to fix it myself. I probably voided the warranty, but at least now it's working. So what I'm doing now is 3D printing all my stands and supports for my Commodores, but also making wall mounts like this one. Okay, we'll leave those until tomorrow morning. Hopefully they're expanded. and then I'll put them on the ceiling. I might have to first of all lay the ceiling with this, just give it a bit of extra sound dampening. I don't know if this is really going to cut it. Okay, my next step is I'm going to attach these to the ceiling, just to, because these are so thin, I didn't think they'd be that thin when I brought them. I've just added a bit extra padding on the roof, so hopefully it'll create a bit more dampening. As you can tell, I still don't have power here. My electrician had to go to operations, so he hasn't turned up yet. He's a friend, so he's helping me out, so I'm just waiting until he's okay. But otherwise, my mission today is to put these sound dampening panels on the ceiling. Traditionally, I see everyone does checkered board. Might as well do the same. Let's get started. It's starting to look good. And hopefully we'll notice a difference in the sound echo once all of this is done. Here's hoping. And hopefully it knocks out a lot of that car noise you can hear behind. Here's the roof for now. Unfortunately, story of my life, I was short. Now, I must admit, I was only short because that's all I could afford at the time. So as I get more money, I'll finish those off later on. But the good news is most of the roof is done. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I've got my Commodore room about 80% done. Still a lot of echo. But hopefully when I fill it up with all my Commodores and a few other things and finish off that roof, and I probably will cover the back wall with carpet as well. Hopefully the echo will be gone. Echo, echo, echo. In case you're wondering what this is, you'll see it when, unfortunately, have close-ups. Not that you want to have close-ups of this. I wasn't hit in the face with a frying pan, in case you're wondering. Unfortunately, there's skin damage from the sun, so I've just got it covered up to try and help it heal. You might notice is I've got a lot of glue stuck to me as well. That was actually with gluing the carpet on the walls, and it's been pretty hard to get off. I'm hoping over a couple of days and a couple more showers that'll come off as well. Anyway, that's not important. Most important thing is filling this up with Commodore computers.